I'm making this announcement in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, Laws of the State of New Jersey. The Borough Clerk has prepared a schedule of the meetings of the governing body of the Borough of Kenilworth for the year 2022. The Borough Clerk has posted a true copy of this schedule on the bulletin board located at the front entrance of Borough Hall, and has mailed true copies of this schedule to the local source, the Star Ledger, and the Home News Tribune, and is maintaining a copy of this schedule in her office during the year 2022. During the public health emergency caused by coronavirus, the Borough Council will continue to meet on their regularly scheduled meeting dates at 6 p.m. The council meeting will continue to commence as soon as possible after the work session. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied with regard to this meeting. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Cesari? Here. Councilman David?
Here.
Councilman Finestrella?
Here.
Councilman Pence is excused. Councilman Puglisi?
Here.
And Councilman Zimmerman.
Here.
Okay, is there a motion to approve minutes of the work session and council meeting? I don't have the date here.
There were no minutes.
There's no minutes? Okay.
Various
Sorry about that.
Various advisories were received from the NJ State League of Municipalities. Union County announced the 2022 infrastructure grant, and Fire Chief Kruger made recommendations for appointments and to use a fleet vehicle for training opportunity and scrapping.
Okay, is there a motion to accept communications and reports?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited. It gives me great pleasure to honor and congratulate both Andrew Gasper and Joseph Grimaldi. The Eagle Scout is the highest rank attainable and a prestigious honor from the Boy Scouts of America. I know that it took many hours of hard work, service, leadership, character, development, personal commitment, and skill. I have no doubt that you will one day be great future leaders in our society. Your character, honesty, the ethical and moral choices you have made over the years have made you both well-respected young men in our community. Through the hard work and determination you devoted to becoming an Eagle Scout, you learned the importance of leadership and the immeasurable value of service to your community. Always remember that you are an important role model, a young man of talent and integrity, honor and character. I wish you both the very best to both of you in your future endeavors, and my sincerest praise for your outstanding accomplishments in obtaining the rank of Eagle Scout. I am very proud to present this proclamation to you. Can we have Andrew and Joseph come up to the podium, and I'm going to read the proclamations, and then I'll come down and present them to you. Okay. Whereas Andrew Gasper, having completed the requirements for and having been examined by the Eagle Scout Board of Review, have been found worthy of the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas on March 20th, 2022, before an Eagle Scout Court of Honor, Andrew Gasper of Troop 83 shall receive the Boy Scouts of America's highest honor, the Eagle Scout Award. Eagle Scouts are leaders and role models in the community, and Andrew Gasper demonstrated the highest degree of commitment, dedication, and competence, which he comes by honestly. The Gasper family are a true complement to the Borough of Kenilworth, known for their strong work ethic, commitment to family and community. Whereas citizens of the Borough of Kenilworth appreciate his hard work to improve the entrance of the Church of St. Teresa's to the building with extensive, beautiful landscaping. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Kenilworth congratulate Andrew Gasper upon attaining the Eagle Scout rank. We are very proud to have him as a member in our community. Congratulations. Awesome. Okay, whereas Joseph A. Grimaldi completed the requirements for, and having been examined by an Eagle Scout Board of Review, has been found worthy of the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas on February 27, 2022, before an Eagle Scout Court of Honor, Joseph A. Grimaldi of Troop 83 shall receive the Boy Scouts of America's highest honor, the Eagle Scout Award. Whereas Eagle Scouts are leaders and role models in the community, and whereas Joseph A. Grimaldi demonstrated commitment to his fellow citizens through countless hours of tireless, dedicated efforts in scouting and in the community. And we commend Joseph on his Eagle Scout project of coordinating the relocation of the Virgin Mary statue from St. Anthony's and Padua in Elizabeth to St. Teresa's Convent in Kenilworth, where he had prepared the site with pavers, benches, lighting, and landscaping, creating a welcome and peaceful place for visitors. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Kenilworth congratulate Joseph A. Grimaldi upon attaining the Eagle Scout rank and extend our deepest appreciation for all his dedicated work and wishing him all the best in his future endeavors. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm just very proud of you, both of you.
So much.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great job. Okay.
Good work, guys.
Great job.
Yeah, I can tell you, I mean, there's two of my former ball players you know, you might not learn much, or not much you could take with you from what myself, we were coaching, and Coach Grimaldi and Coach Gasper, but certainly learning and achieving the Eagle Scout rank that you did achieve, that's something that you're going to take with you in the future. That's tremendous to see, and quite honestly, and I'm sure other people will tell you, when people see that on a resume, they're going to stand out. Again, congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Great
I
job.
also have a copy of the resolution here for you, if you'd both like that. Send them back out. Excuse me. Okay, we'll move on to the finance report. Councilman Puglisi.
Thank you, Mayor. We're going to be hopefully scheduling meetings with the department heads to discuss the budget for 2022. We're going to change things around this from what we did last year, which was last year we weren't really given the opportunity, or too much of an opportunity, to meet with the department heads, all the department heads. So this year, myself, Ken, and Laura, Joe, and Councilman David will be meeting with all the department heads and going over all their requests and their capital budgets. I think it's just better off if we actually meet with the department heads, see what they say, and so we not only can we have better knowledge on the budget, but understand the inner workings of their respective departments. So the planned times at this point, I guess, for the department heads for their knowledge, is that we plan on having them between 4:15 and do go no later than 6:15. So I anticipate maybe we'll do maybe 2 departments a night, and ultimately we'll get a budget together, and then we'll present it to the full mayor and council for discussion afterwards. I mean, obviously, as everyone knows, with this Merck thing hanging over our heads. And I think we have to be extra vigilant in how we're going to handle this budget. Worst case scenario, I mean, it's, we'll have a little surplus that's not anticipated, but that's the plan. And also, on a similar note, the tax assessor, myself, and Councilman Finestrella, along with the borough administrator, conducted interviews, potential appraisers for the Merck tax appeal. Without getting too much in depth, we did receive some proposals. We did find a candidate, but the tax assessor needs to conduct further information as to which of the proposals, because we've got two different proposals with varying amounts, and I say distinct amounts. One is much higher than the other, but which one we're going to use moving forward. Again, this is not a situation where we want to get the cheapest guy, we want to get the best guy, considering what's at stake. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Department of Public Works, Councilman David.
Thank you, Mayor. DPW continues to address emergency road repairs, weather permitting. March 5th, first Saturday of the month, is open to the residents to drop off recycling. Tree work from 2021 is rolled over to 2022. Trees that are emergencies take precedence. The superintendent would like to congratulate Mr. Eric Patswa, DPW Employee of the Month for January 2022. Eric continues to exceed our expectations during winter storm operations, and the DPW 2022 budget has been proposed to the borough CFO and assistant, and they're just waiting to have a meeting with the budget to see what we can do about it. And the only other thing, I don't think we have any dates yet for bulk pickup, so we're still checking that out to see. I know a lot of people are questioning if we were having bulk pickup. We are having bulk pickup, we just don't know when.
Right.
So we're going to still try to get to this year. So when we have them, we'll let you know, but it's not off the table. Everybody was going a little crazy about not seeing it in the flyers, but it's still going to be taken care of.
I think we said we were shooting for like April and October, right?
Yeah, we usually have in April and October.
Usually those 2 months.
We're just waiting to see who we can get to do it and how we're going to do it.
Okay.
I just want to add, Mayor, if you mind. We had a DPW committee meeting, not with me, John, and Councilman David, a couple weeks ago. I got to say, it was probably one of the most conducive DPW meetings, period, committee meetings, period, that I've been a part of in a very long time. So, and that, credit goes to Mr. Calixto for putting together a very concise agenda and package, and also credit to Councilman David as the chair. But it was so conducive that we were in that room for hours and
2.5.
And not only that, the planning board wanted to use the room.
They did.
And they couldn't get in there because
we
we were hashing out so many topics that
great.
that needed to go over. And Mr. Calixto came out with an agenda, with information, with a package of backup information.
Did a great job. Yep.
So kudos got to you.
I would like to back that up. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you.
I don't know if you want to touch on, to Mark, the leaf pickup that we discussed in that meeting. Do you want to?
Yes, we did discuss this. This has been a contended situation, but this year, leaves will still be blown in the street. Okay? If you want to bag it, you can bag them, but we're not stopping you from putting the leaves in the street, and the DPW will have to go around and suck them up.
Do we know when the DEP is going to mandate the bagging of the leaves? Because I know that's coming.
Well,
No?
until there's a state law that says that, we're not doing it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, but we actually broke it down by dollars and cents, and we, John and I, we pulled out, how many residences are in town, and figured out how much the extra cost would be. We forgot about the environmental impact, and it really was. It came out like $3 a household, right, John?
Right.
So it was, and if you have to pay a landscaper just to come by,
Right.
to do that and put it in the bag, you're talking about a couple $100, so it just is one of those things where, you know.
For $3.
We all want to cut, but
Right.
sometimes you got to be smart when you're cutting. This is not a
Well, I
spot.
do want to say that I agree with that. However, for people that have flooding issues in Kenilworth, it's a lot more than $3. And if this proposal to bag the leaves can help eliminate and keep our storm drains clear, I think it's worth it, to be honest with you. But anyway.
Hope for this year.
Right, that's fine. I look at down by Dorset Drive and in that area, and they have some major flooding, and off of Orange Avenue as well.
Yeah, we do. We've had it
Yep.
for
I've had it
100
myself.
years. And
Yep.
the leaves in the street is not going to solve that flooding issue that is the root of cause is back by the river. So
Right.
let's get that out of the way.
Okay. Department of Public Safety, Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. On March 2nd, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we're going to hold dispatcher interviews. We met with, the Public Safety Committee came up with our top choices. And the application period for dispatchers closed on Friday, February 11th. And according to Chief Seuss, we had approximately a dozen applications. I think we had actually a couple more. And like we said, we're going to interview them on March 2nd from 4 to 5:30, 6 o'clock before the council meeting next week.
Okay.
Also, just letting everybody know, Kenilworth, along with many surrounding towns, are still being hit with stolen motor vehicles and motor vehicle burglaries. When I say burglaries, that's when they go into your car and steal contents such as laptops, keys, cell phones. Some people leave even their pocketbooks and wallets. So we, Kenilworth Police Department reported vehicles stolen from North Michigan Avenue and the Acme parking lot on February 2nd and February 5th, and motor vehicle burglaries on Woodland Avenue, North 21st Street, and Lafayette Avenue. Residents are again reminded to please keep your vehicles locked at all times, whether on the street or in their driveways, and not to leave their key fobs in their vehicles. A lot of times when you leave that fob in your vehicle and somebody goes in, it's an easy vehicle to steal. Chief Seuss also informed me that he has a meeting with the Kenilworth Interfaith Council tomorrow, where he plans to discuss setting up training sessions for the various houses of worship in town, and to go over their emergency action plans and discuss safety precautions in the wake of the attack on the Jewish synagogue in Texas. And we're looking into setting up training sessions at either the VFW or St. Teresa's Bingo Hall to accommodate several different congregations at the same time. Details to follow in the upcoming meetings after Chief Seuss holds this meeting to set it up. Also, Eileen Keating, the court administrator, approached me under public safety, and she requested an extension for their temporary employee's salary, which expires on February 28th, until we have the chance to advertise it and fill it in the future. It's a person that assists her with holding municipal court, and we haven't filled that position yet. So until it's filled, I want to see if we can make a motion tonight to keep paying that salary so that we can have somebody in that position. And I did speak to Ken Blum, our CFO, who indicated that we do have the money in this year's budget to facilitate that position until we advertise and fill it. And I think that's it for public safety. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to make that motion now? I'm sorry. Are we making that motion now, or?
I can make it now. Or do you want me to wait until after the reports of committees?
You can go ahead and make it now.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we extend the temporary employee court salary, which expires on February 28th, until advertised and filled in the future, so that she has, and up to, we said 20 hours per weekend, not extending the 20 hours per week budgeted for until it's filled.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Okay. I wish we kept the contract with Union before we, that department's been short one person, full-time person for 2 months now. So we need to do something about it.
About the court,
No, the building department.
or the building department?
Can we have a roll call too?
Yep, go right ahead.
Councilwoman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
And Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
Okay, planning and zoning, Councilman Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor. On January 14th, Fire Official Lou Giordano cited the tenant of 251 Monroe, the property, the Flexivan, tenant being Fort Kearney, of multiple fire code violations, blocking fire department access, fire department connections, and tractor trailers just array. Then on the 28th of January, zoning officer Anthony Manguso, after multiple complaints of noise of tractor trailers, cited the tenant not complying to having a CO. The tenant decided that they were going to, they could not allow any more tractors, trailers coming in, only outgoing, and they said they would comply, and they would have all tractor trailers out within 2 months. So that's where we stand with the property of FlexiMan. The planning and zoning department, like the mayor said, is in need of a building department clerk. There have been resumes received and being reviewed, and interviews to be conducted soon.
You think we can get those interviews on the agenda now, or set up next week?
Sure.
Okay.
The late December, I just got a hold of the December construction report for building fees. The total was $7,025. Trust date fees were $24. Miscellaneous fees were $1,740. And then for January, the construction report were building fees of $5,247, and we had miscellaneous fees of $200. The next Planning and Zoning Board meeting will be held Thursday, March 10th, 6:30 work session, and the meeting to follow thereafter at 7 p.m.
Okay, have we put an ad in for the finance office?
Yes, actually, we have resumes, and
Okay.
I just received them today, so...
Okay, so we set up those interviews as
Yeah,
well?
absolutely. It's just, my question, she's, the spot we're filling in the planning and zoning department, that was
Anna.
Anna, and that was a part-time position or full?
Full-time.
That was a full-time position, okay.
Yep. Okay. Councilman Pence is excused this evening for Recreation and Fire, so we'll move to Health, Education, and Human Services. Councilwoman Cesari.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a list of programs happening at the library, and the library wants to invite mayor and council to visit any of the various programs at any time. Adult programming. On Thursday, February 24th, the library's Fiber Night Yarnies program will be held in the evening from 6 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. On Tuesday, March 1st, the Paper Pals program is being held from 2 to 4 p.m., and they will be working on St. Patrick's themed cards and decorations. The library's Afternoon Yarnies program will be held on Thursday, March 3rd from 2 to 4 p.m. For all adult programs, everyone is welcome and there is no experience necessary. Children programming. Beginning on Monday, March 7th, there will be a grab-and-go St. Patrick's string art craft for children ages 4 to 9 while supplies last. Children can check out a favorite book and receive a craft to take home. All information regarding adult and children programming is on the library website and Facebook page, and anyone wanting any more information can call the library at 908-276-2451. That's what I have for the library. I'll move on to the Board of Health, which isn't much. I just have our new registrar of vital statistics is Lisa Ruiz, who started on February 14th. And her hours are from 8:30 to 12:30, Monday through Friday. And I'll keep reminding everybody, our health fair will be taking place on September 24th, 2022. That's all I have for Board of Health. I do have another issue It's not a report of mine, however, it is a contention of, it's been a contention of problems living. We have many streets in the borough that are not safe, and our residents have been, for some reason, reaching out to me. I don't know, they don't know whether I'm still on public safety or not, but I've made a list and I've forwarded it to Chief Seuss of 15 streets that really need to be looked at. A lot of the streets are cut-through streets, trying to beat the lights. A lot of tractor trailers, Monroe is one of them. Come down, looking down there. We have a crosswalk where people, I don't know about tractor trailers, I'm sure they do, but when there's not a crossing guard there, people don't stop
Right.
to let people walk. We have a problem with Michigan Avenue where the cones are set up, and I almost witnessed the other day an accident happening because people go around from that left-hand turn.
Right. I know.
They're lined up and they go around.
Could we put
That's
those
an issue.
white, you know how they have, I don't know what they're called, but they're like, almost like white rods that,
Delineators.
right, perhaps look at putting them there as opposed to
We
the
actually have
cones.
them out there on Washington Avenue, Mayor, on North Michigan with Washington, keep people from driving on
Okay,
that lane there.
okay, great.
Okay, great, okay.
That'll help.
Okay. But there are, the biggest complaint I got was for North 14th and the whole street.
Yeah.
But by Black
To
Brook,
fly down that
crosswalk,
street.
It's bad because, and I live up there,
Right.
I go there.
Yes.
You come around that corner, speeding, nobody stops.
I mean, I think they're speeding everywhere, but even on the parkway, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, I know.
Right,
People are
but
crazy. I
people are
know.
driving faster, there's no doubt.
That crosswalk at Blackbrook, the county installed that, so that's one that maybe we, if I could ask if you can forward those to Tony, and Tony could take a look at them as our borough engineer and assess them. Not to put more work on you, Tony, but, and Tony, I had the same conversation with Tony earlier tonight, and he had told me that some of the streets too they're getting utilities replaced on them, and they're going to be covered under the utility companies when they resurface the roads. They're behind because of COVID. You want to elaborate on that, Tony, so that everybody knows about our conversation?
Yeah, sure. So there's streets that the utility company actually started in 2019 that they haven't paid yet. And, it's a combination of things. It was, COVID, they got shut down. They restarted. Then, we got into this thing with, labor shortage, material shortage, weather, and they're behind. And we've been monitoring them. We're in discussions with them all the time. We're inspecting everything they do. And, we're hoping to get those done this year. One of the things that also delays it is when they put a new gas line or water line down the street, every service connection has to be replaced. And they need to get into the houses to do that. And sometimes they run into a problem where they just can't schedule every resident on the street to get in there. And sometimes, one resident can hold up the whole job on the street if they can't get into that house. So they've got a pretty good handle on it, and we're pretty confident they can get to all this paving this year. They're just finishing up, still working on a few jobs, but they seem to be getting close to the end. So between now and, the end of the paving season in October, we should be able to get all these things paved. And there's still quite a few of them out there that need to be resurfaced.
Okay, was Quinton Avenue on your list?
What's that?
Clinton?
Quinton, yeah.
Quinton?
Quinton? No.
Yeah, Quinton.
That is another cut-through street. It is.
Clinton?
Yeah, especially near Michigan Avenue.
Nobody contacted me about Clinton, but I did get a whole list, and I did put it together for Chief Seuss to take a look at, and maybe...
For the roads?
Yeah.
Okay, not the speeding, just the deteriorating.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is speed- oh, the speeding.
Hers is for speeding.
This is for
Okay,
very
so, okay,
dangerous situations, yeah.
No,
Clinton Avenue was,
Can I address that?
yes, absolutely.
Thank you. First of all, Councilwoman Cecilia, I appreciate you forwarding the information and complaints to me, because if we don't know what some of the problem places are, we can't address it, so I do appreciate that. What we found is that we have a couple different issues. One is that Sinceri is working on the Route 22 Parkway overpass in Union on Route 22,
Yes.
which is causing a huge backup to get on the Parkway that way. What we find is a lot of the people that would normally get on the Parkway through Union are now cutting and coming through Michigan
Right,
Avenue.
makes sense.
Okay, so that coupled with the fact that we've been enforcing people, that's a one-lane road, and people for years have just thought it's two lanes that they can,
Yeah.
the left turn lane backs up there, people drive along, the shoulder there, which they can't do. And John can attest, when he was the chief here, we had some terrible, terrible accidents there. So we put the delineators out there, we put the signboard there telling people that it's a one-way, it's only one lane, and I've had my traffic officer there all week. So that's caused some problems. And John will tell you, we've had some terrible accidents. I'm not going to apologize for the fact that that's safer there now than it has been. We haven't had an accident there in probably about 3 or 4 months, and those are serious,
Great.
serious accidents.
Yeah.
So the problem is that's caused some cut-throughs. People are now going down Via Vitale and cutting down 19th, 20th, 21st Streets, 14th Street, as you say.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're going to deal with this on a twofold way. I have our traffic department putting we have a traffic counter going out there, and it's going to measure the volume of traffic on the street, the speed on the streets, the times of the day when they're most likely to be speeders out there. And I've also ordered portable speed bumps, which we're going to be deploying on some of these different cut-through streets to hopefully slow people down. The problem that we have with that, and I spoke to the DPW and superintendent about it, is in the bad weather, those are drilled into the ground in the bad weather, those have to be picked up or else the plows are going to...
Right.
So we may not be able
See where
to
that's-
deploy them until springtime, until the weather improves a little bit, but when they do, we'll start hitting some of these areas that we're getting complaints about, hopefully slow them down. And my guys are out there every morning, in rush hour and 5 o'clock or so, trying to hit the side streets as well. So if you guys find out any streets anybody's complaining to you guys, please forward it to me, and rest assured we'll address it.
Can I just ask a question? Is it possible to double the fines as far as certain streets? Because, I mean, there seems to be, some streets are bad, yeah, don't get me wrong, but others are really bad.
I mean, I suppose we can have a conversation about that.
The problem is if it's written under speeding, that's a state statute.
Right.
And the
Okay.
fines are generally, unless you write it under a borough ordinance, in which case then we can affect, what the fines are on it. So
I think they mirror it now, though.
Yeah,
The
so-
points mirror it, and then the fines mirror the state. It just the town gets it if it's under borough ordinance, the state gets it a percentage under state.
I'm just throwing it out there to see maybe what we, just to deter some of this.
But just to understand too that in about 2 or 3 months, the traffic patterns are going to change again because since Sincerri's finishing that bridge on Route 22 in the Parkway, and they're going to be starting over here on
Well,
Galloping
that's
Hill
going to be a
Road,
mess.
the overpass. So the traffic patterns are going to change again, and we'll have a whole new set of complaints at
Right,
that point. So,
right.
Just, yeah. Okay, I just reached out to the residents and told them I would bring it up.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, thank you,
I would let
Councilwoman.
you know.
let me know and forward them to me, and we will address it.
And even maybe, Chief, a discussion with the prosecutor regarding, what happens after those tickets are issued, the speeding tickets.
Absolutely. I mean, usually he'll enforce them to the letter of the law unless we ask him for some reason, for some kind of discretion, but he's generally really, really good with that.
And also, just to let you know, Councilwoman Cesari, that I did notice today that there is a signboard on North Michigan Avenue coming southbound, telling you that it's one lane. So there's a signboard out there now that says it's one lane, to remind people that it's one lane, so they don't veer off to the right there.
But unfortunately, that does back it up so that now more people are. So we're chasing the dog's tail here a little bit.
Yeah. It's a tough situation.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, I was walking my dog today, and I saw the traffic on Michigan to get onto 22 was backed up to the boulevard.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? And then I remembered that they're still doing construction.
It's the construction on the bridge,
It's
right.
crazy. So,
Well-
I'm putting it out there for.
Yep, thank you.
it to be, And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Okay, next for council consideration is a consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay.
Resolutions 80 through 84 are listed on the consent agenda and will be enacted by one motion. All items will be recorded individually in full in the minutes. Councilwoman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
And Councilman Zimmerman.
Yes.
Have an ordinance for introduction, 2022-03, an ordinance amending 2018-10, providing for compensation for the Department of Public Works of the Borough of Kenilworth.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to fix and determine the salaries, wages, or compensation ranges to be paid to the officers and employees of the Department of Public Works, who by law are entitled to salaries, wages, or compensation pursuant to NJSA 40A 9-165. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2022-03 for introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Be hereby resolved that ordinance 2022-03, entitled an ordinance amending ordinance 2018-10, providing for compensation for the Department of Public Works of the Borough of Kenilworth, heretofore introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on March 16, 2022 at 6:30, or as soon as thereafter as the matter can be reached, at a regular meeting place of the Borough Council. And at that time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place where said ordinance will further be considered for final passage. Councilwoman Cesari?
Yes.
Councilman David?
Yes.
Councilman Pinestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
And Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward and state your name and address.
Roz Draydoffel, 70 Pembroke Drive.
Hi, Roz.
Hi there. I'm going to go back to the sidewalk issue. I started out today very frustrated about what I've experienced. Just as a little bit of history, back in March 2019, I was asked by the council to go out and give a list of all of the really bad sidewalks that I walk.
I thought the borough engineer did that.
No, that was Roz that you asked to do that.
Well, I don't...
I gave
Maybe
Laura...
it was before I was on.
I emailed Laura a list of all of those sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
At another point down the road, I know that you and Kay said that you walked.
We did.
You didn't see anything, and I said, well, you're not walking in the right place.
Well, no, we did. I didn't say I didn't see anything. That's not correct. I saw sidewalks. I said we weren't going to assess the residents because we were in COVID and people were out of work.
Someday we're going to have to go back and listen to that, but let me just...
Sure,
let me,
I welcome
because
it.
I will agree to disagree with you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think it was one of the last meetings that I attended, you said to me, contact the county and see if they'll do
Councilman
it.
Estrella, yes.
And I did, and I sent it over. I contacted a gentleman that I've worked with over there before, Mr. Brennan. I sent him the list. He and I guess Michael and a few other people, when they met at the parks, they talked about the sidewalks. The end result of that, I'm not going to pronounce this man's name correctly, Mr. Pachol sent me an email, which I wrote a copy of for everybody, which basically said that the county only has responsibility from sidewalk to sidewalk. If a resident
Correct.
has a problem with their sidewalk, I'm sorry, not sidewalk, yes, the street to, the one side of the street to the
Curb to curb.
Thank you. That they needed to contact the county. The county would come out and assess the issues. They might pull out some of the problems, and then they would fix the sidewalks. I'm to the point right now, it's 2 years later, I'm still walking. It's still very dangerous in a lot of places out there. And I really wanted to see, and if what you said about assessing, you didn't want to assess people. Here's what I would like to see happen, and I don't know whether it's an ordinance or resolution, whether I have to get down on bended knees and beg, whatever. But why can't you notify the residents in the really bad areas, or that their sidewalks will have to be fixed? If they're not fixed by a certain time, that the town will have to pick up that responsibility for the safety of all residents.
I believe
And then-
Mr. Gallerano did send
But
an
nothing's
email
happened.
out to everyone, and a lot of the sidewalks were fixed.
I walked this morning. Well, yesterday I walked down 12th and I came all around. This morning I went I went down, I always walk down 7th and 8th, okay, off of the boulevard, because that's my walk path. That is so dangerous. There are all those porcupine balls all over the street, all over the sidewalk.
From the trees,
From the trees.
Yeah, like the itchy balls. Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
they are a nuisance.
Anyway, and the sidewalks are lifted. Now, if it's, I don't know how we can communicate with the residents the seriousness of what could happen to anybody walking down the street, but there has to be some kind of end result. I mean, the fact that I've been asking for 2 years, I've provided lists, I've walked the streets, that I normally walk, and nothing happens. You send me away and say, contact this one, contact that one, and nothing happens. So what I'm asking for tonight is if the council will do something, either by resolution or ordinance, to contact the people of the town who have the really bad sidewalks and say they have to be fixed. If they're not fixed by such and such a date, maybe working with the county. I mean, if I lived here, I wouldn't even know that I had to contact the county because the roots were pulling up the sidewalk. So I'm just asking that somebody please help me get some of these sidewalks fixed. On the other side of the boulevard, when I walk back that way, one of the sidewalks is like literally collapsing. It's like literally a hole.
On the westbound side or the
Yes,
eastbound
going
side?
toward town. I'm not good at geography.
Eastbound,
so.
east, okay.
On the south, no, the south, she's talking about the south side of the boulevard.
Right,
Downtown,
east, it's going
walking
east.
downtown.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, council?
I think, if I can.
Yeah, of course.
How we have a thing where people have to maintain their properties, and if they don't, you come in and fix it up for them, and then they get billed for it.
Well, we'd have to pass some type of resolution.
I think they should be responsible, and whether or not, they could afford it or not, there's no way around it. I mean, you live in a place, you should be proud of where you live, you should really keep it up to,
Do you know that house at the traffic light, okay, where they had that really bad accident, Verizon had to come in and...
Right.
North 8th Street.
Thing? I'm sorry, I see everything, and just garbage will always be a psychological problem for me. The fencing that whoever had that accident knocked down is still sitting there. It's disgusting. I don't mind helping, but this is really, today, it really got to me, especially after I got that email from the man that said to me, we only do curb to curb, but people have to contact us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I think the council's going to need to make a decision if they want to pass a resolution that would give residents a certain amount of time, and then the borough engineer would go out and inspect sidewalks and send out
Let me
the
say
letter.
something. First of all, there's a borough ordinance about sidewalks and stuff, I'm sure. All we have to do is have the construction office start enforcing stuff. We don't need to make a separate resolution and go off the beaten path.
Yeah, I think we should
It's been
check that.
It's been there for years. It's never been followed because we always feel bad for the homeowners, and that's the way it's been. So if you want to get serious, have the construction office start enforcing sidewalk, and it'll get solved.
If we're going to do this, at least to think about it, right?
Right,
Let's do it the right way.
I agree.
So maybe we could just have our borough attorney, if you could just have either you or Mark look into the ordinances we have on file and the nuisance ordinances, all right? So whatever ordinances we could use to enforce, and actually also advise us whether or not there would be an issue, whether it would be a different type of mechanism if it's a county road abutting the sidewalk as opposed to a municipal road. So we'll all be making an informed decision and what the consequences will be.
Yep, I
The
agree.
only other thing that I would say is I'm pretty sure Roosevelt Park did an ordinance or had something where they set aside like $50,000 for people that might need sidewalk repair that didn't have the money to fix it that they could tap
Right.
into.
Right.
And I think I brought that up years ago to try to do
I
that.
think it's a good idea.
Never brought up or never
I'll get up.
voted on.
We put aside $50,000
Yeah.
for those sidewalks that are only damage caused by a road trip. And they'll do up to 3 slabs by that borough tree. The roots, it's determined that it's the roots that are causing the damage. That's what the borough does.
Is it possible we can add an additional fund? Because obviously that's not going to help anyone on the boulevard, and all those trees are owned by, it's really,
Well,
they're county trees,
I
right?
may speak, and the
Yeah.
attorney, have your attorney, if it's a county tree that's causing the sidewalk
And
damage,
the county has to take care of it.
have the borough attorney send a letter with the following addresses, you can attach pictures,
Okay.
and ask the county to take care of it. It's a county tree causing the problem.
It may be about a county tree, I don't know if it's the county's obligation to take care of the sidewalk. I mean,
Right.
that's, so, I guess that's something they have to let us know. Okay.
I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, in the past, when we had issues with county trees lifting sidewalks, they would either trim the tree or fix the sidewalk like they did at 19th Street where the PED sign went in. So they, if it is a county tree, they usually will take action, but they need to be notified.
What they do sometimes too is that you lift the sidewalk, they'll come in, they'll cut the roots out.
That too.
Right.
I'm not sure that's a great idea. I think we should cut the roots out, then you.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Well, I have to say that in this entire borough of any street that I've walked on, this street going right down South 23rd here from the boulevard to Passaic is the worst I've ever walked on in the borough. So I'll add that on to the sidewalk list, this street right here.
I do. I really believe people should be responsible for the sidewalks.
Well, they should.
They should be fined.
Right.
You want another copy of the list that I did in 2019?
Sure. You can email it to me. Absolutely, Roz. Thank you.
Well, won't you be happy when I don't come to the meeting?
No, we like seeing you.
And listen, I did want to say thank you. I did get your note about the executive sessions. Tonight, having an executive session wasn't too bad because that's someplace comfortable to sit.
Good.
So I didn't want to sit on the steps anymore.
No, we don't want you to sit on this step.
We don't want you on the steps, Ross.
Yeah, no.
Those benches up front.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I
Raj.
appreciate it.
Of course. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one, I'd like a motion to close the floor to the public.
Oh, second.
Okay, so that motion was Puglisi and David, correct? Okay. I'm sorry, it's hard to, I'm looking down and, okay. Does anyone else have anything to say for the good and welfare of the borough?
Just two things, Mayor, real quick, if I may. I did speak to Mike Coyle from PSE&G. He finally got back to me about the poles that we had asked about for banners across the boulevard. They've been really busy. They finished that project, totally forgot about doing those for us. So he's going to see if he can, when a crew's doing a project in the area, possibly come out and look at fixing those so that we can banner, if we want to put banners up
That'd be
again.
nice.
So he's aware of it. I've been in contact with him. He's been really crazy busy. And I just also like to congratulate both Joseph Grimaldi and Andrew Gasper on achieving their
Absolutely.
ranks of Eagle Scout for Boy Scouts. I was a Boy Scout, never reached that pinnacle, unfortunately. I was a Life Scout. I didn't have it in me to keep going with all those merit badges that it takes and time and energy, and I salute them for their perseverance in reaching that goal, and it is quite an accomplishment, and I want to congratulate both of them.
Absolutely.
On a job well done.
I have a question just before we close. On the dog warden, should the Board of Health then be sending the issues to the police department? Because they're sending them to Borough Hall right now.
Yeah, for enforcement, they should.
They should be sending them to the police department. Okay, we'll let him know.
They have the
Okay.
enforcement capabilities.
Okay. Okay, excellent.
For dogs and cats, they actually, any animal. They're
Okay.
trained actually, and they actually went to a special training, so
Okay.
they can handle any animal situation in town.
All right, awesome.
Can I just say something? Because we went through this at a board.
Of course you can.
Meeting. We do have shared services with you as far as animal control goes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not quite the same as a warden.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like animal abuse and stuff like that, where they've done investigations, dogs, somebody goes on vacation, leaves their dog, somebody next, in an apartment, dogs, nobody's taking care of the dog, they actually investigate that. They work with the prosecutor's office, actually, our prosecutor's office has an AP specifically set up for animal abuse now, because
Right.
every one of the 21 municipalities has to have, by
Right.
statute, police officers that enforce it.
Okay,
Great.
good.
Good to know.
Let's hope there's less dog animal abuse.
I agree.
Yep, okay. There's nothing else to be brought before the council. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman David and Councilwoman Cesari. All in favor? Aye. All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.